Okay. Ah, Scott Hancock and Greg Austin joined. What wonderful people to join. Greg has go live. Let's see. Hopefully this works.
Did it work? It
It did
worked.
work.
Hey, Blair, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm good. Were you watching the class watch along? Did you
I
go through the
was, I
episodes again?
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't watch episode 4 because I watched it earlier in the week. I missed it last weekend, and I thought that everyone else had just watched it, so I just caught up on episode 4 another time, and then
I
realised
just
everyone was watching it today.
I had a vision of you watching episode 4 and being on Twitter and like no one's watching it at all. But you watched it separately. Oh, what's
I'm
what's
watching
it
separately.
what's
Say
it
again.
like? Is it really like nostalgic and weird watching the
I'm
back?
watching it back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird how much I feel like we've changed as people just since then.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
looking back
totally.
at like it's not that long ago. It's only like what 4 years ago now, three or
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
almost 4 years ago exactly. We would have been filming. You guys would have been
yeah,
filming right about this time 4 years ago.
I feel like a different person. So a very different person. So it's weird looking back at what I used to be like and like how I interpreted things. Very
So
interesting, but it's
so
cool.
much
Like,
has changed. So much has changed.
it's super fun. I'm just having dinner, by the way. FYI, I've not had my food, so
Cool.
hope you don't mind me
Cool.
eating.
No, not at all. I'm having a little post watch along whiskey.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea actually.
I watched episode 1 of Hunters last night.
Oh, I saw your tweet. Yeah,
Yeah,
what did you think?
it's really good. It's really good. I didn't really know anything about the show. I'd seen some of like the posters and stuff, but I didn't really know at all what it was about. And it's really the sort of thing that I would be into like anyway. So I'm totally going to watch the rest of it because it's
It's a cool
just
show.
I was really gripped by the whole, just I won't spoil it for anyone. Yeah, but just what it's about definitely got me. Yeah. So
It's like it's such a balls to the wall kind of show. It goes from like whiplashes from one theme to a different tone, and
yeah,
it's like it's entertaining, but it's also heavy.
yeah.
And it's not for everyone. I don't think it's for everyone, and I think it really like settles into its groove in the later part of the season.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
figured that what it wanted to be.
that's interesting to know. I'll let you know what I think of it when I watched all of it. I'm just looking through the some of the comments so far. Scott Hancock saying
Everyone's
hello,
saying good
hello,
things.
hello, you gorgeous beasts. Hello,
Hello,
Scott. You're
everyone.
you're a gorgeous beast too. He's
Oh,
he's
hi,
excited
Scott.
about
Yeah.
Last Big Finish coming out this week.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. What a collaboration. All these wonderful people.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? And I came down on the day that you were recording.
Yes.
And it was
Were
it
we
was
recording
just
for, was it your episode that
I
day?
think I think you were doing some of my episode, and then you're doing
Yeah.
another episode as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good fun, and it hadn't been released yet, so we teased everyone quite a lot, didn't we? I think we got in a bit of trouble because we teased a bit too much.
Well, I'm sorry. That's going to happen with me, unfortunately. I will be
It's
promoting the
organic
fact that
it's
I'm not.
organic marketing. It was all my fault.
Exactly.
I
We're
take
just hanging out, man. If
I
we're
take a
hanging
lot.
out in an opportune place.
Yeah, I take 100% of the blame.
No, I do. I wasn't going to listen to anyone. I was going to beat the shit out of it. Of course I was. What did you think of class? Was it weird watching back
Yeah,
at your work from then? Is it like,
it is. It
how do you
is
feel like you
because
changed?
yeah, because I know the album score quite well now because I had to like remix it and remaster it and like check things over and double check. When you release a record, you have to just listen to it so many times, even like things like little pops and clicks which you'd never hear underneath dialogue, but you would hear when you release something. So I know all that music quite well, so that's very familiar. But then I remember there's bits of music where I haven't heard for years and years, and I'm like, oh my God, like I forgot about that one. Or, you know, like with April's Jig in episode 5 tonight, I was like, I think I wrote that, but I can't remember if I wrote that. Did I base it on something? Like, I think I just wrote it. I remember it was sent to somebody in America to record remotely.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're about to say something.
I was going off on a slight tangent, but I was going to say, watching it back now, I've like actively paid much more attention to the soundtrack of it, and I honestly think it's the best part of the show. I think, no, honestly, like it's never intrusive, but it's always interesting and just perfectly complements what's going on. Like I'm thoroughly impressed by it. No, seriously, I wouldn't just say it either. Like I do think it's the best part of the show.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure it's the best part of the show, but I think it was, you know, it was a very.
I was the best part of the show. I was the best part of the show.
You were the best part of the show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of music in it, you know. So yeah. I probably ironically got more screen time than you did, but you just can't see
yeah, you did. I'm sure you did. Yeah, of course you did.
But yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do. We had a lot of fun doing it. It's. I think we were all getting better as we went along, and I think episodes. So we've got 6, 7, and 8. I guess coming up, you know, with the watch-alongs. I think they're the best. I think they're the best 3 episodes, and I think we were all getting better. You know, in all of our different facets, and like you guys were settling into your characters. Patrick was absolutely nailing these amazing scripts. I was getting more comfortable with, you know, what the musical sound of the show was. So I just love those last 3 episodes.
Yeah, they're great. They're hands down the best part of the season, I think.
Yeah, I really think so too. I'm seeing any questions that people might have going through. Somebody talking about the bowling ball scene. They're talking about hunters. Yeah, I saw that. Wow, that was.
Episode 1. Yeah,
I'd say
I'd
say if you're not, is it an 18? Is it R-rated Hunters? I imagine.
Yeah.
If you're not 18, save it for your 18th. Save it for your 15th birthday.
Or get your parents to watch it, and then you can stand behind the sofa.
Yeah. Actually, so Class was. Class, I think, was meant to be for sort of like 16 to 24-year-olds, but I heard a lot of people who had sort of 11, 12-year-old children who would say, well, my kids love it. And they sort of loved it because they weren't meant to be watching it. I think, you know, that's part of the fun, isn't it? Watching something I used to watch films before, you know, which had ratings that I wasn't supposed to be watching when I was young.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you're always aiming as you're developing to be above what you are. You're always trying to be cooler than you are. You're trying to figure out who you are as a person. And for all of that, like, you just want to be older. You want to be more experienced and mature. And so you're like, I think it's a perfect show for like pre-teens because
absolutely.
It's like what they're envisioning and what they're going to be living through without all the aliens.
Yeah, without all the aliens.
Like
well, we don't know, man. I mean, the last couple of years...
We don't know. How would we know?
So we don't know what's going to happen. Wave from Amy Grove. Hi, Amy Grove. Amy's a friend from Germany who I met at Time Lash.
Hi, Amy.
You've not been to Time Lash before, have you, Greg? In Germany, Doctor Who convention in Germany.
No,
really
in
good
Germany,
fun.
right?
Sophie and I went this year. It was really good fun. So I can highly recommend it. You need to get there.
I would like to go. I've not been invited.
Well, I will put in a word for you because they'd be delighted to have you. Yeah. They probably just thought you'd say no, but I'll tell.
Oh no, I'll absolutely be there.
You're a busy man, Greg. You're a busy man.
Well, at the moment I'm not. I don't think any of us are. This is my life at the moment. Just sitting in my office playing games and watching class. That is my existence. It's not a bad life.
It's not a bad life, is it? Somebody says, Greg, say hello, Eleanor. You got to say hello, Eleanor.
Hi, Eleanor. Hello, Eleanor. How are we doing?
Somebody wants to know what you're eating.
I've just finished, but I had couscous and like a red Thai curry chicken thing. It was a bit of a mashup, but it was nice.
That's very good. That's good. Yeah, you're in excellent shape as you were back then, but you've added a bit of muscle since then. How are you finding working out under lockdown? Is it easy because you've got more time to work out, or is it really frustrating because you can't like go out as much?
So, first of all, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Secondly, it would have been fine because we've got our own little setup in the garden, and we've got like a rack and a bit of waste and stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got everything we need essentially. We can do what we want. But I injured my back like a few weeks ago, and yeah, which has been really annoying. So I've like had to like cut down on everything. But that's just life. That's what happens when you gym a lot. So yeah, I've just taken a bit of time off. And just trying not to go stir crazy. That's the plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harder said, it's easier said than done though. I am going a little bit insane.
Yeah, dude. I mean, same here. I think I've gone through stir crazy and out the other side where I was just like,
I'm at that point in the journey. Like
yeah.
I've settled into my insanity. I can just cool with it now.
Yeah. It will start to change our personalities, like you know, for years when it comes on. Somebody said, what's your favorite scene from class?
Well, you start with that. What's your favorite scene?
What's my favorite scene? I like. I mean, obviously, I can't have one, but the one right now that comes to mind is when you and Matthias are going to see Dorothea in episode 8, and you're walking along, and then you shoot behind her head, and it like sparks up and stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
enjoyed writing the music for that musical cue is called Charlie Lays Down the Law, and that's starting to get a little bit closer to your Hunter's character. You know, like Charlie starting.
Yeah, that was me just experimenting with that side of myself. Yeah, it was me trying to be as badass as I could in that moment.
Yeah.
So much fun. I love that gun.
That's my favorite scene right now. Have you got a favorite scene right now? I mean, it changes every day, doesn't it?
Favorite scene. I don't know. I think if I had to choose a scene, it would be just the final scene of the show. Like that. It's a long ass scene, but like 10 pages or something.
Yeah.
But where just everything comes to a head and we're all in the school hall, and yeah, that was a really seminal moment, I think, for the show and for us as people. It was really cool.
It's a really great cliffhanger.
It's a really great cliffhanger, which sort of sucks in retrospect, but
yeah.
But who knows?
That's what the aim always was to sort of continue. So, and it leaves it open for, you know, if it ever is continued in a different format, whether, you know, it's an audio or a comic or something, it leaves a thread.
Big finish after season 2. Big finish. That's where it continues.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? We've got the box set out next week of season 1, but then after that the license is over, which means I guess, you know, there is the potential to renegotiate a license. We don't know anything about that, and I certainly don't know about any plans to do that. There are logistical things, you know, in the way and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But I would love to see it. I would love to hear it.
Yeah, me too.
I would love to write one if there were going to be a season 2. It'd be great to get involved, just like I did these box sets.
Do you have any ideas off the top of your head?
I've got loads of ideas, Greg. I've got so many ideas. I've got like a season mapped out in my head. I mean, Patrick, we probably spoke to you about it a little bit. He spoke to me about certain things, ideas that he had and stuff, and some of them he's mentioned in public, and some of them he hasn't. But I have had ideas for like episodes and stuff. I won't share any of those quite right now. There is an episode idea I had which involves Sophie doing a lot of singing again, which I know
Yeah, that was great. I
which I
like the
know
season.
that would fill her with dreads because she doesn't really like
Oh
singing
yeah, she
in
hated
public.
that, didn't she?
She hates singing. Yeah.
You'd never have known though. You'd never have known.
Oh, you would never have known. No, it's basically just a way to torture Sophie. Basically, just do a
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
episode with
I
her
like that.
singing
I'm on board.
loads of songs.
I'm on board. See her squirm.
Somebody wants to know if there's a board games in the background on those top shelves.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of board games. Some of which I haven't played yet, but we're quarantine ready and certified. This will keep us occupied until the end of days. The amount of games I've got in my house, man, so many games that I could never get bored.
Somebody's asked, can you please tell me how to get piano sheets of The Antidote? Now that I'll just answer that very quickly because that's something not to do with class at all, but it's to do with a film called Frequencies. That does actually exist, and I just need to get my publisher to publish it. So look out later in the year, and I'm going to do that so people can play that on piano. Have you watched any of the other spin-offs of Doctor Who? Greg, have you seen any of the? Have you seen Torchwood at all? Any of the other spin-offs? No.
Never seen Torchwood.
I have.
Or Sarah Jane.
Yeah, I've actually not seen all of the Sarah Jane adventures. I've seen quite a lot of them, but I've not seen all of them. I have seen all of Torchwood because I do the music for the Big Finish audio Torchwood range. So right. I needed to be up on my Torchwood. I'm
still like on my bucket list is to meet John Barrowman. I don't know how I haven't met him yet. I feel like I should have crossed paths with him at some point because it's just like everyone that I know knows him. It's like all the things that I go to.
He would love you. He would love you. He would eat you up.
Yeah, I know John Barrowman would love me.
Well, yeah. when I was introduced as fresh meat to John Barrowman when I entered the recording studio. But I mean, obviously as a joke. But he did Deep Throat a Banana.
Of course. This is why I want to meet him.
He said he was like, don't film this. This is not for filming. And then he just got a banana. He just deep throated this banana. But
that was a good John Barrowman impression.
I think he did it on Loose Women or something like that, like a month ago or something. Actually, the day that I met him, I don't know if you remember this. The day that I met him, he fell off his chair on Loose Women. He was wearing.
Was that the day?
Yeah,
I've seen that video. It's so funny.
In the morning, he fell off the chair, and that in the afternoon he was recording some Big Finish stuff, and I was doing a cameo in one of the stories.
How did he respond to it? Was he like cool with it? He was fine with it.
He loved it. He was just. It wouldn't surprise me if he did it on purpose, to be honest.
Of course, that's exactly what he'd do. I would put it past him.
Question for both Greg and Blair: what's your first memory that pops up into your mind when you think back of working on Class? What's your first memory? I don't know if that means earliest memory or just the first one that comes to mind.
Do you remember? Just the first.
I met you in the remember the cafeteria. I met some of you in the cafeteria and we had lunch together. Yeah.
Was it like episode 3 or something, or episode 4? It was pretty early on.
Probably earlier than that, maybe. Yeah. I remember meeting you guys in the cafeteria because you have to pay for your own lunch.
Yeah, I'm still like baffled by that. How did we have to pay for our own lunch? I've never had to do that with any other job.
There's a joke, and I don't know if you've ever watched. So Mark Gatiss does a ghost story every Christmas Eve, or has done for the last couple of Christmases, which I've done the music to. And the first one was called The Dead Room, and it had Simon Callow in it, who was and he was sort of talking about being an older actor. And there's a line where he goes, I did a casualty the other day in Wales. I had to pay for my own lunch. And it was kind of like,
what's happening?
I kind of dig at the idea that you had to pay. Because of course in America, when I was working on, when I've worked on American shows, they ask you what you want to order in and they get like a takeout or whatever, but I just love the Britishness of like lining up like it was a school cafeteria. And then
it literally was a school cafeteria. It was like, I felt like I was back in school.
You really did.
And like you just don't get that on American sets. They're so different.
No,
American sets really would never do that. So funny.
Yeah. I'm just looking at what else we've got. Somebody said they watched Class when they were 12.
See, I think that's a great. I think that's a great age to. I mean, it's probably a little bit violent in places. Episode 2 is maybe a bit violent, but apart from that,
kids have got access to the internet. Like they're watching far worse stuff than this.
they sure are. Somebody's saying, do you still do a YouTube gaming channel, Greg?
I don't. And I have tried scrubbing that from the internet because I'm highly embarrassed of it. Oh my god!
Has it been scrubbed, or is it still out there?
It's up. It's up on YouTube. It's just unlisted now. So I don't think you can find it unless you've got the link for it. I think there's like a couple of videos still up, but that was just like it was like a carryover. It was like an artifact from a forgotten time where I just highly cringe at myself. So
well, I mean, we won't dwell on it too much. Then, do you still play video games?
Oh yeah, all the time. It's like my passion. Aside from all the other passions I have, is like the thing that I spend most of my time doing.
I just started. I don't usually manage to find time to play games. I tend to watch TV series more than I do games. But I have just got Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Switch because everybody was
like that. You're gonna lose 200 hours playing that game. Like if you want a game, it's like you're gonna lose your life playing that.
I know. People kept saying it was very therapeutic and very good for the mental health. You know, in terms of
it's super chill. I'm very tempted to get it. I'm very tempted. I don't want to lose that much time right now. I've got other things to play.
If you get it, let it know, and I'll let you come visit my island.
Oh, perfect. That'd be great. We'll hang out on your island.
Absolutely. What are other people saying? People saying they want Doctor Who conventions in France. I'd happy to go to France once we can travel again.
Yeah. Oh god, I can't wait till we can travel again.
Actually, somebody asked, "Have you played Animal Crossing during this pandemic?" Well, I have. Greg hasn't, but I have.
I have not.
Yeah.
Someone said, "What did you think of my sideburns in the show?" They're intense, right?
They were amazing. Were they sort of grown or put on? Were they makeup?
They were grown.
They were grown.
They were grown, and they get more intense as the show goes on. I'm pretty sure they start off like here,
right,
in episode 1. By episode 10, they've like grown like these fucking like mutton chops, essentially.
Right.
It's insane. It's insane. It's a look.
It's a very distinctive. It's very distinctive look. What was it?
Hey, Paddy's here. Paddy's here.
It's Paddy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I might have to skip down through a few questions so we can get a bit more current. Okay, I'm gonna skip through and I'm gonna miss some questions. Yay, Faddy, we need to do a live video as well. Maybe like next week or the week after. Next week's quite a good. Well, next week's an ensemble episode, so it's kind of everyone has sort of equal, apart from Quill, obviously. Faddy did a live video yesterday. He was running a quiz, and I joined in for a couple of minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. He was working it out as he was going along. He was like, oh, I haven't really done this before, and then he was just like working out how to do live videos. It was great.
That's a great idea. I might do that. Yeah. I'm going to steal that idea. I'm going to host a quiz. That's pretty fun.
Somebody said, I wish Greg would hunt for me. Oh, I wish Greg would hunt me. It's very
well,
suggestive. join the line, people, I'm sure. We need to host a Zoom call, mute all of us, and just talk shite all night. I mean, that is kind of what we're doing. It's just we're not seeing all of your bedrooms at the same time as chatting.
Yeah, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
We could. There is a friend of mine. A guy called Daniel. Actually, it's a guy called Daniel Krupa. He was a journalist for IGN for a long time. So I don't know if you ever saw any of the IGN sort of content, but I went to university with him. He was talking me through this like live sort of program you could use to get different feeds in from like various Skype things, stuff like that. And you could create like an amazing live. So obviously this is quite simple, but theoretically you could create something where you stream something that then goes into Instagram, and like we could have like 6 cast members all chatting to each other via something else, which is then coming into Instagram. So you just it was quite interesting.
I like that idea. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. How do we get iPlayer to put Class back on? Well, it is on Netflix, and I know that Netflix obviously is a monthly charge, but I think it's worth it to have Class, on demand.
Yeah, you need Netflix nowadays. It's like you're just missing out on so much content.
And obviously Amazon Prime to watch Hunters as well.
Of course, Amazon. And the good thing about Amazon Prime is you just get it anyway for delivery. So just cut all this content bundled with that. Why not?
Yeah. Somebody's asked what our favorite show is. I mean, well, obviously my new favorite show is Hunters because I watched episode 1.
Of course, you have to say that.
And then my second favorite show is Class. So
yeah, but okay. Any show that doesn't involve us, is your favorite show?
Well, I mean, obviously, Doctor Who, but that's tangentially involved by, sort of Class. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, big fan of. I rewatched that. I decided that rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer was work because I was doing the music for Class. So whilst I was waiting for you guys to film it all, I decided that rewatching all of Buffy was work because I was getting ready for the British Buffy.
Good excuse.
And it's amazing. It holds up. It holds up really, really well. It's fantastic. So I love Buffy, and then Alias as well with Jennifer Garner.
I've not seen Alias. I've never seen Alias.
First show. Oh, amazing show. Quite old now, I guess. It's probably about over. It's almost 20 years old, I think.
Yeah, that's insane.
I worked with a director recently who is very young. He was 19 at the time. He's actually maybe he was 18 at the time. I think he's just about to turn 20 now. But I said to him, "Have you ever watched Lost, TV show Lost?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's that old show, isn't it?" And I was like, "Man, I feel really old. Somebody just called Lost an old show." And then you think about it, and it was like 2005, so it's 15 years old.
Yeah, it's weird.
I guess it is.
Time is getting weird. It's getting wibbly wobbly.
But yeah, I do love Lost as well. But what's yours?
Well, I watched slight tangent. I watched The Parent Trap last night for the first time in years.
Original or Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
And the new the woman that's trying to get with the dad, who's trying to marry the dad, who's like, she's a total bitch and she wants to like split up her Lindsay Lohan from her parents and stuff. But she says she's 26, and I remember watching that as a kid and thinking, 26 is like so old. Like that's a true adult, a 26-year-old. And then I'm 27 watching this now and going, when did I get old? When did I become older than the woman marrying the dad in Parent Trap? It was terrifying. It was an existential moment, and I haven't fully recovered from it. But that's beside the point. My favourite show, I don't know. I really, more than I thought I was going to, enjoyed The Witcher.
Interesting. I've not watched it yet. Have you already played the video game as well?
I've tried playing the video games, and weirdly enough, they should really appeal to me, and I just wasn't captured by them, which seems really weird for me. Like, I love the storyline. I just couldn't get into the gameplay loop. But yeah, I thought the show was fantastic. I thought Henry Cavill was just a dream, and I would be gay for Henry Cavill in a heartbeat. Like, he is such a sexy man.
He is.
Yeah, it's up there, The Witcher, I think.
Okay, cool. Well, I need to watch it then, because I've not seen The Witcher, but I've got a few friends who watched it and said it was amazing.
I highly recommend it.
It's firmly going on the list. Have you read any of Patrick Ness's books, especially release? Yeah,
He just released a new one, hasn't he? He's just really, oh no, he's about to release Burn.
He's so prolific. He writes so many books like so quickly. I mean, it's probably not quite as quick as it feels, but I always feel like he's got new stuff coming out, and I'm just always so impressed how quickly he manages to get through stuff.
He's a really busy man.
He's also writing, you know, Hollywood film scripts at the same time as doing these novels.
So I stayed with him out in LA last year for a couple of weeks, because this is just before I went to New York and filmed Hunters, but I was going out to LA just to, well, it was for pilot season originally, and then I got this job at Hunters and was like, well, I'm just going to go out there, see Patrick, and just hang with some people. And throughout that time, he was just telling me about all his, like, he's having conversations with studios, networks, about all the scripts he's writing for them. He's just picked up this other series, and he's like auditioning for something else, and then he's also writing his books at the same time. He's such a busy man.
It's so impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nuts. I'm in Oregon.
I don't know how he manages to get through it all, to be honest.
Yeah. He's a special man. We love Patrick.
We do. I mean, I don't know. Even if there had been a season 2 of Class, he's so busy and so in demand. I don't know if he would have been able to have time. I mean, I'm sure he would have made the time.
He would have. I think he would have
it couldn't have gone on
forever. It. Yeah, he would have overviewed it, but he wouldn't have been as heavily involved, I don't think.
Well, yeah, I think you know he did want other people to have a shot at writing episodes as well.
Yeah, because he wrote the whole first season.
Yeah, and become more of a showrunner rather than you know sort of writing that, because that was a lot to ask for him.
Yeah, it was.
Somebody says, "What got you into acting, Greg?"
Because I have an unhealthy fascination with myself.
As many actors do.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, it's always fascinated me how people become the way they are. And I find it a very good medium through which to move people. And that's what interests me. I like having an emotional effect on someone else in a positive way. And I think acting, if you can really find the truth of a moment and portray that in an interesting way, it's always been something that's inspired me to watch good performances, acting.
Yeah.
And I also think acting is like sort of the basis for anything you do as a person. Like most of what you do creatively, like dance, singing, even communicating with other humans, is all a form of acting, right? You're always
absolutely
putting on a version of yourself. And yeah, it all ties in and it says a lot about the human condition, and yeah, it's always fascinated me. So I was just very lucky that I was in a position that I sort of fell into it.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
What about you? What's your like? What was your inspiration for music, and how did you get into it?
I played in a band when I was at school, and we did like covers of stuff. And then I started writing songs for the band, and then I started writing music for my Scottish Highers, which would be the equivalent of GCSE or A level. And then those kind of like, you know, the rock songs started turning into like, you know, sort of little chamber symphonies or whatever. And then I decided to go and study music, and it was quite a late decision. I did know that I wanted to write music for film and TV probably at sort of like 16, 17, but it all happened quite quickly, because I played music all my life and I was, you know, doing like Bach and Beethoven and stuff. But to be honest, it didn't really energize me until I started getting into like Radiohead and Muse and, you know, the Killers and all these bands that started to sort of come out. And when I was sort of analyzing that music and then starting, you know, to sort of play that, then that's when I sort of drifted into sort of writing music. And I I used to do acting. I was in youth theatre when I was at.
Of course you do that. Yes, I completely see that. I can completely see that.
Well, actually, there was a point where I wanted to be an actor. I thought, oh yeah, no, I'm going to be an actor. And then I just, when I was at university, there was these amazing actors. Some of whom went on to, you know, become actors. People like this guy called Mark Courtley, who was very. I remember noticing he was very good at acting when I was at Durham. He, you know, went on to be in various things. He's working a lot of the RSC and stuff. And I just thought, I mean, I really enjoy it, but I just didn't think I was good enough. I just lost confidence. And I said, I know I could maybe do it, but I didn't have that confidence that I had something to offer that other people couldn't. Whereas with music, I really did. Like I really think I can, you know, make a go of this. So I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't go down the acting route.
It says it's if you can find something that you know you're passionate about and you also believe in yourself enough to do it, that's the combination you want. And like, it doesn't always happen. Like, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but not everything I have the confidence to think that, yeah, my voice means something in that area.
Yeah.
And it's probably just a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like,
yeah,
you probably do have your own voice in any aspect you wish to put it, but yeah, the fact that you didn't believe in yourself enough in that area just meant that you went and you found something else that you were more self-assured over.
Acting is difficult enough as it is without not having the self-belief, because it's so competitive that, yeah, if you don't have that, you know, absolute, like, you know, dogmatic belief that you are going to get, you know, whatever part, then I mean, just already, like, that's the first hurdle. Just stop now. You know?
Or you can just be blissfully naive like I am and just
well, you say that coming off the back of a very successful international Amazon series. So the empirical data would suggest
if I had any idea that this is what acting was like, getting into it, I would not have done it. It's like, it's not a safe bet. It's really so not a safe bet.
No, it's not, is it? To be honest, I say the same thing about music sometimes as well, because when I was first sort of trying to get into it, I was very poor for a long time, doing loads of short films, independent feature films, like, you know, proving that I could do this so that somebody who has a lot of money can then say, okay, this guy's a safe bet. And I really enjoy what I do now. But if you ask me to go back and go through what I went through in order to be able to work, I don't think I would do it, because it was actually quite horrific.
Yeah, it's starving artist syndrome is quite something to experience. But everyone has to go through it. Like, every creative has to go through that period. It's formative.
It is true, and do you know what? I think it is. It's good. It is good for the art. It's not good for, like, how you feel at the time. But I mean, I've read some really interesting studies on the brain and how it's affected by kind of going through difficult things, and it opens up a creativity in, like, our hippocampus and stuff like that, which is it's kind of annoying that through going through something very difficult, it can actually energize different parts of your brain. But it's
it's like you can't be a fully formed human unless you've had some sort of trauma. I don't think, like, you need that trauma to be empathetic, and you need to be empathetic if you're going to be any sort of performer, I think. Or creative. You need to have some sort of empathy.
I agree. Somebody said they didn't know who you were until they watched Hunters, and now they can't stop talking about you.
Oh, well, I really appreciate it. I like to be on people's minds.
I just imagine
my ego, so thank you.
Just imagine his mum being like, "What do you want for dinner?" And he's just like, "Greg Austin." What time are you going to bed tonight, Greg Austin?
Yes, please. Just keep doing that, and just keep spreading the good word.
Somebody wants to know what happened to the last day of filming vlog for class. I don't know anything about that. Do you know anything about that? Was there a last day of filming vlog?
Oh yeah, that's okay. So I sort of covered this question earlier. Like, this is like part of the YouTube spectrum. I just took, like, everything down. I don't think I meant to take that one down. I'll put it back up. I'll put that back up. If I did take it down, I must have.
It's obviously somebody's missing it. So
yeah, I'll put it back up after this.
Blair and Greg are out there going for their dreams. Inspirational. Ha ha ha.
Living our best lives, Blair.
Living our best lives. Will Hunters have a season 2? Has that been officially announced or not?
Not officially announced. I know they were pretty set on it happening before everything happened, and then the world changed. So
yeah,
I'm just hoping that I'm not cursed, and every job that I do that I'm really passionate about, class, Hunters, they all go one season. Like, I can't be this actor that gets these amazing opportunities and then has them end after one season. No, it needs to go for season 2. I need more of it.
I feel exactly the same, man. I feel like I've got PTSD from being involved with class. That when I start a new series, I'm like, oh god,
tough,
like it's gonna go one season, and then I'm gonna be the one season guy.
That absolutely sucks. Yeah, it's slightly scarring, that experience.
It is genuinely a bit scarring, because I mean, you will have had plans for your character and how you were going to play him, developing, in season 2. I had musical plans. I was setting up little musical Easter eggs that would then develop later.
Yeah.
And then the rug just gets pulled from beneath your feet. And we didn't find out, I think, officially until the public found out, really. I think there were the BBC.
Yeah, we weren't told. We weren't told. It was just leaked and just on the news before.
Yeah, it was like a Radio Times article or something about the BBC Three Commissioner saying like, "Oh yeah, it didn't really land for us, so we're just gonna, not do that." And I was like, "Oh, great, thanks for that." That's no. Brutal.
Yeah, we were treated like shit. We were treated like shit, I think.
It wasn't great. It really wasn't great. Somebody says, "Do you like traveling?" I love traveling, but I can't travel right now. Like, none of us can. So yeah, that's a shame.
No, we are all stuck. Do I like traveling? Yeah, I love traveling. I'm really getting into it since last year. I've always been like a homeboy, but being in New York last year and living there has really sparked up my wanderlust. So yeah, I'm into traveling.
Yeah. Somebody was talking about what it was like being with Al Pacino on set in Hunters. What was he like? Was he a dude?
He was Al Pacino. He's exactly what you think he'd be like. Yeah, he's just Al Pacino. There's no better way to describe him. I was sat with him. So I won't spoil anything, but I think it's episode 5 or 6 or something.
Okay.
I'm trying to kill him with a shotgun, and we're in this shootout. And we were filming that, and we're in upstate New York somewhere. I think we're on Long Island, and we were sat watching the first or second Democratic presidential debate. And it was me, Al, Josh Radnor and Tiffany Boone on this sofa watching Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, all the nominees debating, and they were talking politics, and I was like, yes, I agree. That's fantastic. Yes, we don't like that one. No. Trying to sound like I knew what the fuck I was talking about, and that was a pretty surreal moment. So, yeah, he was just super cool. He was super chill, and yeah, a lovely dude. I really liked him. Got on well with him.
Oh, well, that is good. That is good to hear, because he comes across as a nice guy on screen.
He's a legend. He literally is a legend. Like, you don't get bigger than Al Pacino, really. It's fucking.
You really don't.
He's iconic. Yeah, it's a weird experience.
Did you find yourself following American politics more when you were over there as a result of being in the country?
Yeah, okay, so now I'm far more interested in American politics than I am English politics.
I'm very interested in American politics.
I'm so bored of this, of Brexit, and just our politics is so boring to me now. I am far more interested in Trump and Biden going against each other in fall. I'm so excited. I've been following the Democratic nomination the whole way. It's been great.
It is proper. It's like rock stadium, rock star politics in comparison to what we do. It's just
It's insane. It's insane. Everyone's insane.
It's a whole everyone is insane. And with somebody like obviously Donald Trump in the White House, it's just you can't keep your eyes off the horrendous things that are sort of going on in front of your eyes.
It's so entertaining to watch because it's like so tragic. Everything is just, I can't tear my eyes away, and I'm fascinated by it. Very engaged in it.
Well, yeah, I liken it to like when you're driving, you see there's been like an accident on the road, and you're like, oh my god, that's horrible, but you can't stop looking at like, oh my god, look
it's happening.
Like it's terrible, and I feel so bad for them that their president tells them, to experiment with drinking Dettol and bleach in order to defeat coronavirus. But
no, but he was being sarcastic, so it's fine. It's like he was being sarcastic.
Yeah. We've got a great question, Greg. Do either one of us play sand volleyball?
Sand volleyball specifically? I've never played volleyball. I've never played volleyball, so no, I don't. I would like to though. Get some little short shorts on, oil up, down the beach. Yeah, man. That's a bit of me.
If you do, it's got to be sand volleyball.
Sand volleyball specifically. Yeah, of course. Maybe, otherwise, it's not volleyball. It's not volleyball.
Maybe get a game on the go with Henry Cavill. You could stream that. You probably make some good money from that.
Charity. Do a charity stream with Henry Cavill. I'm reaching out to him. It's happening.
Yeah. Somebody said, "What's Peter Capaldi like to work with?" Now, you obviously met him on set during class. What was he like to work with? Was he good fun?
Peter Capaldi is, again, another one of these people that I consider a legend. Like, he's it's like super. Specifically, he's like I said this before. He's like a mad genius. Like he comes on, he's a bit zany, and he's very interested in you, and he will like come over and shake your hand and be super involved in you as a person, no matter who you are. And then he comes on and he does his bits, and he takes the script and he messes around with it, and it's almost improvisational with him. There's a real sense of like freedom to what he does, and I was really, again, fascinated by him and thoroughly in awe of him. He's a super cool man, and
he is. I wasn't there obviously on set when you guys were filming, but I did. I have met him a couple of times in a sort of professional context. One of them was when we were doing the read through for the Ghost Story last year that Mark Gatiss did, called Martin's Close, and he was playing one of the lead characters in that. And he came up to me afterwards, and he knew who I was, which I was very surprised at, because he might have known my name, but I didn't think he'd know my face. And he went, "Did you wrote the music for Class?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." He was like, "I very much like what you did with my theme."
Yes, everyone loves his theme in Class. It's great.
Yeah, so I was very very chuffed with that. And then he said, and he went, "Oh, the music was very good when I was on screen." I was like, "Oh, that's great."
High praise.
And then I said to him, because I worked with Murray Gold before on Doctor Who doing some stuff, and I told him that I worked on his first episode, Deep Breaths, and he was like, "Oh, you'll need to let me know which bits." Not that I watch it all the time, of course.
Of course not.
So he's got a great sense of humor.
We love Peter.
Somebody asked Trump or Biden. I mean, I won't speak for you, Greg, but I'm going to say Biden.
Well, like, I would have voted for a chair over Trump. Like, anyone can do a better job. Like, anything can do a better job. He is dangerous narcissist, and he should not be in power. I can't believe we haven't entered World War III. Like, he needs to get out. Anything other than Trump.
I completely concur. Somebody has said, I'd be Henry Cavill's volleyball. Dear Lord. So
wouldn't we all? Just saying what the people are thinking.
I love that Blair actually tries to read all the comments. People usually just let the chat go by without really looking. Well, I mean, thank you, Sandra.
We've got to engage. Oh, and hi, Sandra. We love Sandra. She's cool. We like her.
Jordan Renzo was really good in The Witcher. I didn't know Jordan was in The Witcher.
He's in one episode, and he's with Henry Cavill. Yeah, it's very jealous, very jealous. And also with another actor that I worked with, Ron Cook, who was in The Selfridge, that I haven't seen in a while. He's very, very cool.
Oh, that's amazing. So presumably there might be it's very successful. There might be a Witcher season 2. So maybe you could get a guest
definitely a Witcher season 2. I would ask to be in The Witcher. Oh my god, dream. Yes, absolutely. Someone speak to someone. My agent. I'm gonna get my agent to speak to people.
Wow, I've got my fingers crossed. I've got my fingers crossed for you. Somebody says miss you chicken. Is that a friend of yours?
What do they say?
Beth Becker 2 says miss you chicken.
Miss you chicken. I don't think so, unless I'm forgetting. But I also miss you, Beth chicken.
Just in case I am your chicken, Beth, I also miss you too.
Yeah, great. Cool.
There was a guy earlier who was like, I'm trying to do my maths homework, but also like I need to watch this live thing. So if you send us a maths question, we'll do our best.
We'll try and help you out
for you.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
if that constitutes cheating, but
they're never gonna know. How are they gonna know? We'll help you out. Send us some money.
Yeah, they do have recorded evidence. Lots of love, Greg. Hope you're staying sane during this quarantine. That's Sandra again.
Thanks, Sandra. You
too. Where is Fenrir? Who's Fenrir? Is that
that's my dog. That's my dog. I'll go get him.
Go get
Give
Fenrir.
me 2 seconds. I will go get him.
I'll answer some questions when you're gone. Did Greg grow the hair? Especially, I have no idea. Please let us know when you come to Houston after all this. We'd love to meet you. Yeah, if there was a Doctor Who convention in Houston, then that'd be awesome. They should do one. I thought you were American after. Yeah, Greg's American accent in Hunters. It's very good. It's very good. I was very impressed with it. Beth Becker says, "Oh my God, Greg! Sorry, I used to work for Wales Comic Con. I'm Kyle and They got. He can't hear that right now because obviously he's going to get Fenrir.
Fenrir, come. Oh, well done. Fenrir, come.
How many languages can you speak, Blair? Not very many. I speak un petit peu of français. I'm trying to learn a bit of Spanish. But yeah, basically not.
I've got him. I've returned. Yeah.
What's the most obscure musical Easter egg in class? You Rhodian Prince, you probably know all of them already. Oh my God, look at this guy.
He's a chonker now. Look at him.
Oh my God, he's massive. He's amazing.
Yeah, there he is. He's my best mate. He's the best in the world. I love him. Right, there you go. That's it. Good boy. Right. Please. There you go.
What kind of somebody's asked what kind of dog he is.
He's a Finnish Lapland.
Oh wow.
Good boy. There you go. Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, it's quite a rare breed actually. Finnish Laplands, but not that many of them. I think there are like 1,000 in the world.
Really? Oh my God!
Yeah.
So he's basically an endangered species.
Yeah, they're only really in Finland, and there's like a few breeders over here that do them, and they're not really anywhere else. They're a great breed. They're wonderful.
How old is he?
15 months.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
So
super friendly,
he's still a puppy.
super fluffy. He will get fluffier as well. Like his coat will just engulf him at one point. He's a walking cloud.
Sandra said she wanted to go to England just to pet Fenrir.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't blame anyone. He is worth travelling the world for. He is an absolute darling. I love him.
The guy from Houston said that they've got sand volleyball courts in Houston, so we need to go to Houston and play sand volleyball.
I'm there. I'm already there. Quarantine's over. First place I'm going.
Yeah. That's amazing. Now, I remember when I did this with Sophie, we got cut off after an hour. Or
oh yeah, it only lasts an hour, doesn't it?
Because it only lasts an hour. So I'm aware that we're probably best to think about wrapping up.
Sure, we've got 5 minutes.
Than have that awkward like, oh, I'm halfway through a question.
Absolutely.
So if anyone's got any final questions, we've got let's say 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch some Hunters episode 2. Have another whiskey maybe.
Oh, you treat yourself, Blair. Treat yourself.
Absolutely.
Sunday.
Indeed. Somebody asked what Al Pacino's like, but we have already covered
that one.
Go back. I'll post the video so that people can click on it and go back and watch it if you want to. What are we both working on? I mean, we're in quarantine, so probably not much. It's very difficult for Greg to work. I do still have some Torchwoods coming through from Big Finish, so I've got some Torchwoods that I'm working on.
I'm working on myself. That's what I'm working on.
Well, as an actor, you've got to.
Yeah, constantly.
Somebody's asked you to check your Twitter DMs when you get a spare minute. They've got a class. They've got a class thing that they're trying to organise for.
Okay, I'll have a look. I never look on Twitter, so yeah, I'll have a look.
Sandra says, "Nice chatting with you guys, and thank you, Blair, for the live stream." Well, I mean, thank Greg as well. It's both our live streams.
No, Blair's the one that organised this. Thanks for inviting me on, Blair. This is been really fun.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been great seeing you and chatting with you, man.
No. I mean, yeah, it's just nice to chat to you, to be honest.
Yeah,
even if there weren't anybody watching us, it's nice to catch up with you and see that you're doing.
Absolutely.
That you're doing.
It's fun that we can just share it with other people. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Some other people saying, stay safe. Brinkley Ripper says, stay safe. Apparently, we're both awesome. I'll take that.
Goes without saying, Blair.
Oh, Andy Morris has come on. So Andy edited episode 5 of Class. This is amazing, guys. Well done for the chat. Sorry I joined late. Andy, you're going to have to go back. You're going to have to go back and rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah,
Andy's an absolute legend. Did you ever meet Andy, Greg? He was. I don't know if you ever met any of the editors.
Honestly, I can't remember.
I can't imagine why you would have actually crossed paths.
ADR, potentially?
Maybe. He ended up editing an episode of McDonald and Dodds, which was a TV series for ITV that I did the music for
cool.
late last year. So it was really random that we had a little mini Class reunion.
Oh, great. Well, we love Andy.
We do. Andy's great. He did a great job. Stay safe. Don't drink too much. Lots of lovely messages. Thank you, everyone. Blair, remember to get your mother to pick a Twitter. So I ran a little class competition. My mum's going to choose the winner. I'm going to phone Mummy Mowat tomorrow and be like, Mum, look through Twitter and find the person who said the nicest thing about your son, and we'll give them we'll send them a CD in the post.
Such a good idea. Get Mama Mowat on.
Greg, I'm going to send you one of these. I'm going to send you
no, you're not. Please, I would love that. I love that. No. I need one, please. Thank you so much. I'm desperate to get one of those.
And I'll get your address, and when I send out the prize, I'm going to send
You're a legend. You're a legend. Yes, so much. Thank you.
Great to chat to you. Thank you, everybody else,
you too,
for joining in. Have an amazing Sunday night, Greg. I'll speak to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
All right.
See you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.